welcome to section 5.5, that is risks and testing. So basically, what is risk? What is the definition of risk? Okay, basically, risk is something which is possibility in future, and whenever it happens, it has negative consequences. That is basic definition of risk. So basically, risk is possibility in future and has negative consequences whenever it occurs. So now let's talk about definition of risk is covered. Now let's concentrate on product and project risks. What could be product and project risks. Basically, software might not perform its intended functions according to specifications, right? Specifications may tell something, and the software may perform in a different way. When it is there, it's a risk. Software might not perform intended functions for users, okay, customers and stakeholders, right? If it is not, then that is also a possible risk, okay. And system architecture may not adequately support, okay, some non-functional requirements, right? If you have chosen inappropriate tech stack and it is not able to meet performance requirements, that is a risk, okay. And computational errors, if any, if there are any computational error, that is also product and project risk. And when the system is during if the response time is inadequate for high performance transaction processing, that is also a risk, right? You have chosen a wrong database and it is not able to meet the transaction per second requirements during high performance. So then that is also a risk. Or it could be as simple as bad UX, okay? Bad user experience, UX, right? UI UX. So examples of project risks include, okay, now we are talking about project risks, okay, delays, right? If the project is delayed, it's of no use in few cases, so that is a risk. And inaccurate estimation, right? We may incorrectly estimate and the actual effort may be higher. Reallocation of funds, if funds dry out or dry down, then that's a problem. General cost cutting, organization may decide to go ahead with a lesser number of technical hands. That could be project risk, okay. And late changes, anyway in agile we do accommodate late changes, but late changes are generally project issues. And what are the organizational issues? Organizational issues are we may not get properly skilled, properly trained staff, okay. It may not be sufficient, that is also a risk. And personal conflicts within the team members, that is also a risk. And users, business staff and subject matter experts may not be available. That is also considered as organizational issues. And there could be political issues such as testers may not communicate their needs, testers may be suppressed, so that is classified as political issue. And not taking proper review feedback, right? Testers may give some review feedback which might not be incorporated properly. Improper attitude or expectations of testing. Basically, what to expect from testing should be very clear, and also one should have positive attitude towards testing. So these are all project risks, right? Now, technical issues. Let's talk about technical issues. So, okay, a requirement may not be defined well enough. If it is not, requirements are not defined properly, that is a technical issue. The requirement may not meet given existing constraints, okay. That is also, and the test environment may not be ready. When you want to execute the test cases, test environment may not be readily available. Data conversion, migration, planning and tool support for these activities may be missing. There could be weakness in development process, okay, and or defects may be managed poorly. So these are technical issues, okay. And supplier issues, right? Third party may fail. That is one of the possible. And so So these are all possible, product and project risks. Okay, now let's talk about risk-based testing and product quality, right? So risk is used focus the effort required during testing. See, identify risky areas and then proportionately allocate effort towards those risks. Okay, identify the areas that need more attention. So the higher the risk, higher the attention. Okay, so this risk-based testing is proactive in nature. It's not reactive. Well in advance, you take the necessary steps. So it is proactive in nature. Okay, and analyzing the product risks early contributes to the success of project, right? You analyze product risks well in advance to contribute to the success of project. Results of product risk analysis are used to, where do we use results of product risk analysis? We use it to determine testing techniques to be used. Okay, you decide which testing technique is the most appropriate, and you also decide on level and type of testing that should be performed. That is on the basis of risk analysis only, and you also decide the extent of testing to be carried out. Okay, on the basis of risk analysis, and prioritize the tests in an attempt to find critical defects early. So you do the risk analysis and then you prioritize the tests so as to find critical defects early. Okay. And also, risk analysis is used to determine whether any activity in addition to testing could be employed to reduce the risk. Okay, so that is that is also done as a part of aftermath of risk analysis. So, and then risk-based testing draws on collective knowledge and insight of project stakeholders, right? How do we decide, this area is risky, this is not risky, and things like that? That is on the basis of knowledge and insight of project stakeholders. To ensure likelihood of product failure, what is the intention of all this is to ensure the likelihood of product failure is minimized. The idea is to minimize the product failure. Okay, and risk management basically activities. They provide disciplined approach to analyze, determine, and implement and make contingency plans, right? They help in analyzing what could go wrong, okay? Determine which risks are important, okay? Implement actions to mitigate the risks, okay? So if risk happens, how to mitigate it, and contingency plans whenever the risk happens. So that is section 5.5. Let's meet in section 5.6. Thank you.